Dingooos, good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Today we're going to be talking exclusively about my baby Bitcoin, the Big Daddy Bitcoin. Why? Because it's been coiling up for a long time. About 3 months it's just been coiling up, staying between 50 and 60,000 just about. Look at that beautiful consolidation. I think it's going to make another run at all-time highs. And remember, the slower we go up, the more sustainable this is. 55,000 will be a strong support level in the next bear market. Will we ever see below 55,000 again after we move upwards, after the next leg upwards? We will see, because this right here is a strong support level. We will see in the future, but that's far in the future. Let's focus on what is the next leg upwards and how high could we possibly go in this next leg upwards. One thing I do want to point out is we did find support off the 20-week moving average. Like I've said for a long time, we will meet the 20-week moving average once or twice or maybe 3 times in this bull market. It looks like this might be the 3rd time, just about, and it does look like a strong support off the 20-week moving average, and it looks like we're going to continue going upwards in that bullish formation that we have been forming for a long time, right? And if we look back in the last bull market, we saw many times of support off that 20-week moving average, right? And before we continue going on, I do have a very good token to keep your eye on at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. And let's look at the stock to flow model once again. I like this thing a lot because why? Because it's been historically accurate, right? And this is what made me dollar cost average in for so many years, right? So many years, 3 years, just about 3 years, I dollar cost averaged throughout this bear market. Why? Because the stock to flow model primarily, as well as a lot of other reasons. So I am not going to stop believing in it now, right? So 85,000 is fair value until the next halving. And what happens after that? It goes all the way to 900,000, $1 million, right? So is Bitcoin still a good investment? Of course it is, right? And I do think we could overshoot fair value and go into overvalued, about 150, maybe even 200,000, but only time will tell. Obviously, we are getting pretty close to fair value at this point, but we will see. Anyways, there's a lot of people, a lot of newbies in crypto, which is great. I love to see new people in crypto actually buying into the narrative. It's great to see, and it must happen for Bitcoin to become the store of value that everybody believes it's going to become, right? But one thing that a lot of newbies unfortunately say is Bitcoin is the MySpace of crypto. MySpace all-time high market cap, right? All-time high market cap for MySpace was $1 billion, right? And Bitcoin currently has a $1.1 trillion market cap. So these two things are not comparable. They are in 2 different leagues. We have institutions buying into the store of value narrative that Bitcoin has, right? They're like huge institutions are buying into this narrative. It's not going anywhere. Bitcoin's store of value narrative is going to continue. That's Square, corporate game theory. Square did 3.51 billion of Bitcoin revenue in Q1, just in Q1 of this year, 3.51 billion. And you know who does not have Bitcoin and crypto products yet? Apple, Google, right? These are huge financial, I don't know what you want to call it, like financial products, financial applications, right? And they have yet to adopt crypto in any sort of capacity, right? Capacity. And this will definitely come. Why? Because they're going to compete. Square is a competitor, and corporate game theory is basically your competitor does something, they're successful at that something, so you have to meet them at that competitive ring, and the competitive ring is crypto and allowing your customers to use crypto. And that's what Apple Pay and Google Pay will eventually do. Also, a lot of just random companies, Metro Mile, digital insurance platform, bought $10 million and put it on their balance sheet. Right? and will adopt cryptocurrency as an additional choice for insurance premiums and payments of claims. Like, just random companies are coming out, putting it on balance sheet, and adopting crypto. It's here, guys. It's here, and boy, do I have a quote at the end to summarize all of this. It's so beautiful. Latin American e-commerce giant whatever says Mercado Libre Libra says that it now holds Bitcoin on its balance sheet, 7.8 billion in Bitcoin, right? So once again, random companies from around the world. This is not just exclusive to one country. This is going to be a derivative of the global GDP, right? It's the global saving account. And the Brazilian, Latin American, I don't know if it's Brazilian, but 7.8 million on their balance sheet. It's slow and steady. It's slow and steady. Square also invested 50 million and 170 million in Bitcoin in the fourth quarter of 2020 and the first quarter of 2021 respectively. So more and more people and companies are accumulating Bitcoin. It's just nonstop, guys. It's nonstop, creating a higher price floor. And don't think that these companies won't sell. These companies will sell, just like Tesla did to an extent. Maybe for accounting purposes. We'll see. If Michael Saylor sells, we'll see. That's going to be the top. Michael Saylor selling will be close to the top. He won't sell all of it, obviously, but he might just sell a little bit, and that will bring big sell pressure. Anyways, a lot of people are saying the same thing. Bitcoin feels like a coiled up spring right now. I do tend to agree. In my opinion, the longer this Bitcoin consolidation lasts, the higher we go later in the cycle. I do agree too. The more we consolidate, the more sustainable and more rocket fuel we have in the tank for the next leg upwards. And it will be really nice to see for us to consolidate even longer and maybe have another round of altcoin season. Who knows? But I am sure going to. I'm dollar cost averaging into crypto or Bitcoin a little bit, right? From my other gains. Also, a little while ago, India came out and said, hey, we're banning crypto. Everybody cannot buy crypto anymore and participate in cryptocurrency. But then the Reserve Bank of India has refused to block the movement of funds for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trades. Instead, they told the banks to make their own decision. So obviously the banks will adapt and will adopt crypto and Bitcoin. Why? Because they're going to have two choices. It's either go out of business or adapt with the times. And obviously finance is going digital, and Bitcoin is the front runner, and then Ethereum, obviously their Web3 and their DeFi is going to be implemented in many facets of finance, which is super exciting. I'm so pumped for that. DeFi is beautiful, and when mainstream adopts DeFi, oh my god, like hedge funds and all these right now institutions are adopting Bitcoin. Next bull cycle they will be integrating into DeFi. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I mean, when you can earn 10, 15, 20% yields on your stable coins, it's a no-brainer. DeFi is a cheat code to life. It's a beautiful thing. Michael Saylor, absolute savage. Let's listen in. Absolute savage.
I want to play this clip for you and get your thoughts on the other side. Let's watch.
I think I should say modestly that I think the whole damn development is disgusting and contrary to the interests of civilization.
I mean, isn't Charlie Munger old enough to be your great-grandfather, Michelle? Like, I mean, do you go to your great-grandfather for investment advice on new technologies? Michelle?
I mean, you got to give Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett their due respect because they are one of the greatest combination of investors to ever live. I mean, obviously there's a bunch of great investors. Michael Saylor is obviously a great investor, but you do like grow out of technology, and you can't keep up with the rapid growth of technology. Even me, like, I can't keep up with the new technology. It's just impossible. And as you get older, you get in your little comfort zone and kind of stop stepping out of it. Hey, I found a successful niche. I'm going to stick in that successful niche and not really explore outwards. And that's what Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, they found a value investing successful niche that has worked for decades. And they're not going to alter from that niche. Why? Because they've been successful for so long. But you know who will alter from that niche? The next owner of Berkshire and Hathaway, right? So the next Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, respectively, will be open to putting a little Bitcoin on Berkshire and Hathaway's balance sheet. And that's what I look forward to, is the next generation once Charlie and Warren kind of move on and maybe retire. But who knows? Is this a top sign? Is this a top sign? This is the cryptocurrency I was talking about. The Tiger King's Carol Baskins launches a crypto coin. Holy smokes, I want to buy some. I want to buy some. Why? Because I don't know why. I don't know why. This lady scares the bejesus out of me. She killed her husband, fed him to the tigers. I mean, that there was a month after the pandemic started that everybody was just cool with life. We were all watching Tiger King. Everybody was having a good, jolly old time. Everybody was home with their family, for the most part. And everybody was watching Tiger King, just living their lives. Everybody's tweeting about Tiger King. Oh, it's just a beautiful thing. I miss those days, that 1 month, and then it all went to shit. But we'll see what happens with this. Obviously, it will go to zero eventually. But now, to summarize everything that's happening to crypto in general, but mostly Bitcoin. Listen to this. So this is a quote by Winston Churchill after Pearl Harbor. Let's go ahead and read this. So after Pearl Harbor, the Japanese attacked Hawaii, or a base in Hawaii, a naval base, attacked it. The U.S. declared war on Japan and Germany, and then Winston Churchill says this, right? Now, at this very moment, I knew the United States was in the war, up to the neck and into the death, so we had one after all. How long the war would last, or in what fashion it would end, no man could tell, nor did I at this moment care. We should not be wiped out. Our history would not come to an end. Hitler's fate was sealed. Mussolini's fate was sealed. As for the Japanese, they would be ground to a powder. All the rest was merely the proper application of overwhelming force. And I want to focus in on this last sentence right here. Let's read it again. All the rest was merely the proper application of overwhelming force. Blockchain is the overwhelming force, and all we need to do is properly applicate it into the real world, right? And obviously, I'm saying traditional finance is kind of, it's kind of the Japanese, kind of Hitler. I want to say Hitler. I would just say the Nazis and the fascist regime in Mussolini, just outdated. And obviously, blockchain is an overwhelming force, and once the world properly applicates it, it's over. It's a done deal. It's just a matter of time. And to summarize everything, Bitcoin mass adoption is like the slowest bank run of all time. People are running from traditional finance, traditional centralized organizations, centralized treasuries. It's only a matter of time, guys. We will see. If you like this content, make sure and want to become a Dingooo, subscribe today. Also, join the Discord if you would like. You can contact me anytime. I respond to almost everybody in here. And also, if you want to be a Dingooo VIP, you just got to own 5 Dingooo tokens. You come back over here, and anywhere you just type coin and join. And then if you have 5 Dingooo tokens, then boom shakalaka, you're all set, right? Anyways, peace out, guys. Have a great day, and dingle dingle.